connected. I would like to present a review of our high school experience through the characters that helped me to understand it. My first assignment, like most freshmen at LaGuardia, was to read The Catcher in the Rye, a classic coming-of-age novel by J.D. Salinger. We were all introduced to Holden Caulfield. I found that we had much in common as outsiders in an unfamiliar environment. We shared a general curiosity for New York City, and we were intently observant of its features. I, too, wanted to know where the ducks in Central Park go to in the winter, or how to use trips to the unvarying exhibits in the Museum of Natural History through the years to measure the change in myself. I had come to LaGuardia primarily to improve my skills in my studio major, vocal. Like each of you, I soon learned that there was much more to expect from our high school experience. Sophomore year, I turned to the poets, the great philosophers in my English class. In his poem, Little Gidding, T.S. Eliot told me, "And what you thought you came for is only a shell, a husk of meaning, from which the purpose breaks only when it is fulfilled, if at all. Either you have no purpose, or the purpose is beyond the end you figured and is altered in fulfillment." I discovered that there were other reasons that made me choose to continue my 4-hour daily travel to LaGuardia that I could have never anticipated. Attending concerts, art shows, and plays sparked inter-studio interests and respect for art, dance, drama, instrumental music, and technical theater. I developed a deep admiration for the well-informed and intelligent students around me who chose to be socially active in the world. They left me wanting to know more, longing to make a greater impact than I ever thought I could. T.S. Eliot taught me that our goals are continually superseded by greater ambitions, each one exceedingly more beautiful than the previous. The boundaries that we set for ourselves are only temporary, and while our expectations might be met, they are transfigured and constantly expand in order to accommodate our achievements and newly found affinities. Junior year English, most of us studied William Shakespeare's Hamlet. One particular day of class stands out vividly in my mind. We discussed a soliloquy in which Polonius imparts some words of wisdom to his son. "This above all, to thine own self be true." It was only on this day that I understood how powerful the notion of establishing one's own identity actually is, and how the pursuit of such a feat could be gracefully carried out at LaGuardia. LaGuardia is a safe haven for the individual, a place to fully become the person you choose to be without fear of judgment. It is a place to voice our most ardent passions and our deepest fears. In a strange way, LaGuardia is a resting place, a pause from the outside world that demands conformity and conventionality. This was an oasis for us where time was designed to gather thoughts and translate them into expression. As Hamlet speculated, in this sleep came the dreams by chance, and the way in which LaGuardia students employ these dreams is a manifestation of our commitment to individuality, that is, to ourselves. You are well rested now, and I assure each of you that you will witness the results of this artistic hibernation in the near future. For my final assignment senior year, I chose to read Into the Wild, a true story told by John Krakauer about a young man, Christopher McCandless, who abandons his identity and his possessions to wander in solitude into the American wilderness. Reading this narrative, I finally understand how free-spirited LaGuardia students are. Each of you has been a respectful wanderer of this place, leaving beautiful footprints behind every experience. Some of us may fear our next steps and wonder upon which grounds we will leave our next impressions. However, I urge you to embrace the unknown. In a final letter to a friend, McCandless writes, "In reality, nothing is more damaging to the adventurous spirit within a man than a secure future. The very basic core of man's living spirit is his passion for adventure. The joy of life comes from our encounters with new experiences, and hence there is no greater joy than to have an endlessly changing horizon for each day to have a new and different sun. I wish you all the magic of discovery as you wander into the wild.